be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What is the deal, my good people? Happy Friday. We done messed around and made it through this week, y'all. If this is your first time at the channel, I want to welcome you here. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this food, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. I'm hungry. I had to run this dip and dash butter sauce back, so I had to do a king crab boil so I can get my dip on, y'all. So I got some king crab legs, boiled eggs, and corn. Kept it very simple. It's late in the day. Like, y'all, I just had to get to it. So, how y'all doing? Happy Friday, y'all. We done made it through the week, and I'm happy about it. I really am happy about it. I had to run this sauce back. I had this on yesterday's video, too. This sauce with some lobster tails for my grandma's birthday. This sauce is so good. If you have not had it, you gotta try it. It has a sweet heat to it. You can taste the onions, the garlic. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's been a busy, busy week. So busy. I feel like such a savage every time I eat corn. But it is Friday, so it's family night. Anybody brand new to the channel, I go live every single Friday at 7 p.m. Everybody come through. Everybody is welcome. Safe space for us to just have fun, unwind, talk. We might cry. I don't know, but y'all come through. It's always a good time. Story time is back today. I'm going to jump into that shortly. I missed story time. And shout out to Trisha. Trisha loved the story times and was talking about it to me in the comments the other day. Sent me an email. And I was like, I got to think. I got to tap into my mind. And, you know, some things about your life you kind of forget about if you know, aren't really thinking about certain things. And I got a story for y'all. The return of sincere. I'll get into that, though. So, yeah, we're going to get into that in a minute. And before I forget, y'all, coldest water bottle. It's my favorite. I try not to leave home without it. I gotta stay hydrated. Tap the link in the description. Wander around the website a little bit. See if you can find something for yourself or somebody else. If you enter sauce on the way out, you will get free shipping. Y'all, I started my day off in such a great way. I want to give a shout out to Dining with Zion. All of her information will be in the description below. Dining with Zion reached out to me and asked me to join. We did a panel. I guess you would call it a panel or discussion. Just around a couple different topics. And if there are any content creators out there watching this, and you think it may find it beneficial, we touched on so many topics. Monetization, talked about balance, just struggles with YouTube, thumbnails, content creators supporting other content creators, just so many things. I think it was a lot of really good information we talked about and discussed. She has some really good questions, you guys. So if you think that may interest you, I will drop the link below for that discussion we had. And just check out our channel and subscribe while you're there. So that lasted for about 2.5 hours. Really good discussion. Went by so fast. And then now I'm recording my video after that discussion, which was dope. as I just mentioned a second ago, things have been really, really busy. Really busy. With filming, and I've been filming for the main channel. I gotta get the blog channel back popping. I've also just been filming, you know, on set, working on a documentary, working on some other projects with some of my friends, helping them out because they helped me out when I needed it. And I say all this to say, you guys, I'm getting adjusted to my schedule, period, and I'm not doing well. So I got a new planner. Next week, I know I'll be back on track, but this week has been so hectic. And I'm saying all of this to say, y'all, that Stacks is supposed to come on Sunday, chapter 3. It's not looking good. But I want to make sure I drop episodes, chapters 3 and 4 next Sunday. So I'll not only be able to give you 3, I can also give you 4. It'll be the chapters, the written version, and also the audio version for chapters 3 and 4. So y'all just hold tight with me, and it'll be next Sunday, not this Sunday. All right? Just a little hectic, y'all, so I got to make some adjustments. I have to adjust accordingly and make sure that I'm getting sleep and all that too. So I don't want to do too much and the work suffer because of it. I would hate for my story to be watered down because I'm just, you know, all over the place. So I'm giving myself a little more time. And you guys will get chapters 3 and 4. All right? So anybody new to the channel, Rhonda'sRedSauce.com is my website. I have a writing series called Stacks. And chapters 3 and 4 are about to drop. So whenever I drop a chapter, you'll have all of the work together. So when you get 3 and 4, it'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4 all together. So if you miss anything, you will get caught up. And for y'all that came through, thank y'all for coming to my first premiere yesterday. I finally got around to a premiere, y'all, and I really liked it. It was cool. It was dope being able to talk to y'all like beforehand and also talk, you know, while everything was playing. I appreciate that. Y'all showed a lot of love to my grandmother, and y'all showed a lot of love to my Be Good to Yourself hoodies. If you are interested in looking at the hoodies, purchasing one, seeing all the colors that are available, the link is right below this video. It's Teespring, and you should see a red hoodie, and it'll take you to the store and show you all the other options that are available. The red, orange, and purple are my favorites. All right, y'all, so I think it's time to get into story time. So this video ain't super duper long. All right, y'all, so essentially this story time is really gonna be about what led up to me leaving my parents' house, why I moved out, the events that led up to it, you know, what happened when I moved out, where I moved, how the move went, how life was once I moved. I forgot about all of this until I like refreshed my memory. A lot of stuff led up to it. So at this point in life, I'm full on sincere. Sincere is in the building, y'all. Anybody doesn't know, for a part of my, you know, young adult life, I would say around 18 years old, I got onto the party line, discovered that there was a lesbian party line, and I went crazy. Lost my mind. Picked up a new name, Sincere. Everybody had a nickname, so I was Sincere. And I was out here really trying to find myself, you know, hanging around other lesbian women or whatever they were into at the time, women. We would go to house parties, you guys, go to the park, hang out, just all kind of stuff. This is full-blown Sincere this whole time. So I'm gonna say I'm about 20 years old. I'm in college. I'm working, which a lot of my work stuff is about to come up in like maybe part 2 or part 3. But I'm working and I'm hanging out every single weekend. And I'm hanging out, like I said, hanging out with other women who are into women. We're going to parties, house parties, events, and stuff like that. And we're finding all the information on where these parties are from the party line. You would call the party line, and there was this thing called the board. And when you went to the board, that's where people dropped information about parties, where they were going to be, whose house it was going to be at, what time the party start, how much it cost to get in, if there were going to be strippers, if it was going to be liquor, all that kind of stuff. It was like a flyer. like a full-on flyer just giving you all the information and rundown of the party. So we would always check on the board, see what was going on, see what we can get ourselves into. So I'm just kind of setting the stage about like how my life was. Like as soon as Saturday came around, I came up with some kind of excuse. Usually, you know, said something, I was doing something in college. It's an event going on. It's a whatever. It was always something that had to do with college. So my parents were like, yeah, that's great that you're involved and you're active at school. You know, they never questioned it. So I would come up with a lie for myself and a lie for my cousin Shayna, because that's who I was hanging out with. And her mom trusted her to hang. Her mom was fine with her hanging out with me because we were cousins, number one. And number two, you know, I was in college, like I had my stuff together. So I was like, yeah, like, you know, that's the kind of people want you to be around. So, you know, we get our lives together and we hit the streets, y'all. We would hang out from about, I don't know, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon to about 2, 3 in the morning. That's where it started, at 2 or 3 in the morning. Then it started getting later and later. We would go to the house parties, have fun, but something would happen, a fight, altercation. So of course everybody got to go home, but we didn't want to leave. So we're like, something else got to be going on. And when we go to the club is over at 2. So out here in California, clubs shut down at 2. And we all know that the fun really started jumping about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So 1 hour of partying, nah. So the more and more I hung out, the more and more I got comfortable meeting more people, just being very social. You know, people familiar with who I am, I know who they are. So the more I hung out, the more I wanted to be around these people, right? So, I mean, naturally, I wanted to hang out later and later, right? So mind you, I had a 2 o'clock curfew, 2 a.m. I had to be home. And where I was partying at in LA was like 60, 70 miles east of my house, of my parents' house. So that would mean that I would need to leave by about 1 o'clock to get home by 2 o'clock, right? And I would try my best to kind of, you know, get home in the beginning. I would try to get home at a decent time. I really made an effort to get home. So I would be a little bit late, like 2:10, 2:15, something like that. My mom wasn't tripping. But as I got more and more comfortable, the more women I started meeting and just hanging out and socializing and just having a good old time and being comfortable with who I was, the longer I wanted to hang out. So that meant I went from hanging out and coming home at 2:15 to me just pushing it. I would be coming home at 4 or 5 in the morning. And I'm going to tell you what ended up happening was that in all of this, because the clubs were closing at 2 o'clock, we found an after hour spot. After hour spot, it was a very questionable location. I'll just say that. Y'all know what I mean. Very questionable location. One way in, one way out. You know, it was just a lot going on. Underage drinking, stripping, smoking, all of that. So that was kind of the scene. That was the stage for it. But we had fun though. The DJ would play all the good music. Drinks strong as heck. $2 or $3 drinks. So we would hang out. That was our spot after the club. So once we found the after hour spot, it was really over after that. And I'm the kind of person, like, I'm not going to be, if I'm going to be late, I would prefer to be late. Like, I don't want to show up at, like, 2:15, 2:30. If I'm going to be late, I'm just going to have a good time and show up and get home when I get home. Y'all, I got way too comfortable with that. I start coming home at 3, 4, 5 in the morning because the after hours was open till 6. And it might have been a couple of times I left at 6 and got home about 7. Doing way too much, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was like 19, I was probably about 20 about this time. My parents, was their household. I had a curfew. They had rules and all of that. And I was just in violation of everything. I know this was a lot for my parents because I was never this kind of kid. I was always the kind of person that paid attention, did what they asked me to do. And if you've been around too, I told you I was a really quiet person. I was really quiet at one point. You know, my mom was worried that I wasn't going to have a social life and all of that. So I blew all of that out the water. I mean, I'm full on just doing my thing. And my mom was hot. Like, she was heated the way I used to just come home. And I would come in just real casual. I didn't even have, like, any urgency about it. I wouldn't call and say I was going to be late. I would just be late. So I remember one weekend, y'all, I had got me a little girlfriend. It wasn't nothing serious, but we was like in a relationship, whatever. And I said, let's call her Danielle. So Danielle was like, hey, I want you to go with me to my auntie's house. And where her auntie lived at, it was far. It was probably like 2 hours away from my house. And it was no service. I had, my cell phone had no service at all. So I'm like, that's cool. I'm going to just check in with my parents when we get there, right? We get there. This is her auntie house. She's cooking. We playing cards. I did not plan on spending the night, but I could tell real fast that we was about to spend the night because, it's, you know, that's the way the night was going. And so I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do? You know, I gotta call my mom and say something, you know, think of some grand idea, grand story on why I'm not coming home or where I'm gonna be at, right? So mind you, I didn't have any service, y'all. I could not call my parents from my cell phone. Phone fully charged, but could not call. It was not even 1 bar of service. So I'm like, hey, you think your auntie will let me use her phone? Use the phone. Y'all, this was back when everybody has house phones, and the house phones calling long distance was like 10 cents to 20 cents a minute. So people was not fooling with long distance like that back in the day, like at all. Well, she was like, let me ask her and see if she cool with it. Y'all, she asked her auntie, can I use that phone? Her auntie went off. I am about to run my bill up. Who you think you are? You ain't paying no bills up in here. You got, You cannot use my phone. Do not pick up that phone. Matter of fact, I'm gonna unplug the phone. Her auntie unplugged the house phone, y'all. Was like, y'all kids is not about to be on my phone running up my bill. No, absolutely not. And I was like, well, I just want to call my mom just real quick. Nope. I seen you had a cell phone. You better use that cell phone. I was like, I don't have no service. And I was like, damn, her auntie would not budge. So that was it. I was like, damn. So y'all, I'm nervous at this point because it's late. My mama don't know I'm not coming home. Because, you know, I was 20. I was an adult, but you know how it is. Like, you still young to your parents. And again, just the rules of the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you at? You know what I mean? So, I didn't call my mom. Didn't call my mom. Couldn't say nothing. Kept on trying to get service. Couldn't get service, y'all. So, this is on a Saturday. So, we wake up Sunday. I wake up bright early. I don't even know if I went to sleep. But if I did, I dozed off and got up bright and early on Sunday. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go. I need to go home. Like, my mama ain't finna cuss me out. I already been doing too much with the curfew thing. And now I just stay out all night and don't say nothing. Like, oh my God. So, my girlfriend Danielle finally gets up. She taking her sweet time. She done went downstairs and made breakfast. She cooking for everybody. And I'm like, we gotta go. She like, hold on, we gonna leave after I make breakfast for her. I'm like, make breakfast for everybody? Like, come on. I was like, do you see why I'm tripping? She was like, well, if you in trouble, you already in trouble. So, I mean, you might as well just chill out. I'm about to make breakfast. You know, I don't see my auntie like that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn. So, y'all, I'm like, yo. I sit down. She make this bomb breakfast. We sitting around talking like ain't nothing going on. Like, I ain't tripping, stressed out. And finally, after like 3 hours, we leave. So I drop her off and I go home. I speed home. I get home, y'all. I stroll in all casual. Not even casual. I'm trying to keep it cool, but on the inside, I'm tripping. I'm like, yo, I wonder if my parents even home. Of course they were home. I walk in, my mama at the door. It's like 12, 1 o'clock. Rhonda, where the hell you been? What is going on? Do you know how worried I was about you? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. What's the point of you having a cell phone if you're not going to use it? Da, 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 right? So I was like, man, Mom, I lied and was like, hey, I was with my music partner because I used to do music, you guys. I was with my music partner. We was at his auntie's house and I couldn't call you because my charger is messed up. It won't stay in the wall. It keep on falling out. So my phone was dead and this auntie wouldn't let me use the phone, Mom. I'm saying this with a straight face. I just said that's the first thing that came to mind. When I said that, Auntie bagged back like, oh, okay. Well, okay, well, at least you're safe. And did y'all get whatever y'all needed to get done? I was like, yeah, we did. We got our music and stuff done. We recorded at his auntie's house and we got the music done and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, go upstairs and get your stuff real quick. I'm going to take you to go get a new charger. Mom takes me to get a new charger. because that was the problem. That's why I couldn't call, remember? So we go get a new charge. I'm like, oh, damn. Now, mind you, I have been coming home late several times leading up to this. So I'm surprised that's all it took for me to get out of that, y'all. For me to stay out overnight and she didn't say nothing. She was cool because she knew who my music partner was. He was a good dude. But still, you know. Okay, cool. So I get out of that. The week goes by. I go to school. I go to work. Weekend is back. So it's time for me to turn it up. It's time for me to party, which I do every single weekend. Every weekend. I did not miss a weekend of partying, y'all. So this weekend, I was really the only person that was driving at the time because I was a little older than some folks. So I had a car. I was picking everybody up, taking people home, picking up their friends, taking them to the store, taking people to get their hair braided. I was doing all kind of stuff all the time, right? So this weekend, we hang out, same old same. I don't hang out on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday, we go to the park. Sunday, go to a house. Saturday, go to the park to start our day. Saturday, kind of like early evening, go to a house party. Nighttime, go to the hole in the wall. I come back home, sleep, get up, shower, go out, hang out all day, come back, right? And like I said, my parents live about 60, 70 miles from LA. So if I'm doing all this driving and coming home on a Saturday and not staying in LA, I'm going to say I might drive about 300 miles, maybe, something like that. You know, all the driving around I'm doing in LA and the back and forth. I'm going to say 300 miles, max. So I get home on Sunday, and we sitting around, you know, I was not late. I got home kind of early. It was like 9 p.m. Okay, Rhonda, what you do? How was your day? I'm like, oh, you know, I did this, did that. Bunch of lies. Please, I mean, just all kind of stuff. I mean, at the opera, we went to a fashion show. We went to a record release party. You name it, I said it. I was just saying all kind of stories. So, I think my mom, maybe it was my dad. My dad might have went outside in the garage and my car was parked. Came in, talked to my mom. My mom was definitely the one that confronted me though. Y'all, they got me good. I was not expecting this. My parents have been clocking they've been clocking my mileage on my car and I didn't know it. Y'all, I drove over 1,000 miles in that weekend. Mind you, it was still the weekend. So from Saturday around 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. Saturday, I drove over 1,000 miles and never left the state of California. I didn't go to Vegas. I didn't do none of that. I could have. I should have with all the miles, but I didn't. Y'all, I drove all these miles, okay? And my parents was hot. And I was just so thrown off and like just, I was in a pickle, y'all, okay? I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. How do you make up that? I mean, where'd you go? Where did you go, Rhonda? Where'd you go? And again, I'm going to leave it right there, y'all. But this is how it leads up to me actually leaving my parents' house because Sincere was out here doing way too much. All right, so that's Auntie Nisa. She just came in the house. Say hi, Mom.
Hey, GP family.
So, yes, y'all. I will leave it here. I will be back tomorrow to give you part 2 of the story and let y'all know what I was out here doing. So, I will see y'all in family night for those of y'all that can make it. I appreciate y'all more than you could ever imagine. I love you. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.